back to another stupendous episode of Whining About Pest Control with Shell. I am, of course, Shelby Hartzer with 360 Pest and Food Safety Consulting. And today we are going to whine about sanitation. So buckle up, folks, because we're going to do a lot of whining here and probably a little bit of swearing. This is a heavy topic. So with that, I've got a nice, heavy, dark, rich red blend to talk about a heavy issue of sanitation. So cheers. Nice and complex. So heavy I couldn't put the wine stem on. I talk about sanitation a lot. It is one of the tenets. It is one of the laws of pest control. It's hugely important because all living things need food, water, and shelter. So if we eliminate one of those three needs, we can eliminate a pest problem that's taking advantage of those needs. I was listening to somebody talk about a pest control issue the other day, and this individual said rather condescendingly, I thought, if you folks would just clean up the sanitation issues, we wouldn't be having this problem. Think about that for a second. Yeah, just clean it all up. Easy. Now, many of you know that I work with a lot of food facilities, food processing, food storage, stuff like that. How the hell do you clean up all the food in a food processing facility? Take this a little further. How would you do this in a restaurant? Even better, how would you do this in somebody's home? If I have a pest problem in my house, I'm not throwing out all my food and emptying the pantry of everything that's in there. That's pretty ridiculous when you think of it. It's like going to a winery with a small fly problem and saying, just get rid of all your wine. God, that would be terrible. I could go on about this for hours. Literally, I did a workshop a couple of years ago. It was about 4 hours on sanitation, but really there's not enough wine in my glass for that right now. So let's whine about what sanitation really means, what it really looks like. Because if you walk into an account and tell them, just clean up everything, you know that you're not getting any type of partnership with those clients, particularly when there is human food involved. Think about sanitation not as an elimination. Think about sanitation as limiting the amount and the access to food. Not too long ago, I was in a large food manufacturing site and they were having an issue with cockroaches. This food facility is operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so there's hardly any time it's not in production. While they did have a sanitation schedule in place, it obviously wasn't doing the job. While there was no way they were going to shut down, clean out everything, every single scrap of food in the entire plant, we did identify a couple key areas that really needed some extra attention. So we were able to minimize the amount of spillage in some areas. Another thing we did was actually seal off 2 specific areas of the plant that had the worst issues. Sealed the doors, sealed some wall openings, sealed off those areas. And by doing this, we prevented those roaches from spreading to other areas and getting access to that food. So we limited the amount of food, spillage, and we limited the pest's ability to move. We limited their access to food. Did this solve the problem? No, but it was significantly better after that. And the facility has a plan in place that's manageable, that they're going to do, that they were willing to follow. So the problem got a lot better. Food facilities are always going to have spillage. Restaurants are always going to have food waste and buildup. My kitchen is always going to have some crumbs on the floor. Don't tell my mother-in-law. Sanitation is always part of the solution, a very important part because it can have a huge beneficial impact. Really can't understate that at all. However, being realistic about sanitation and when, where, how it's getting done can set those realistic expectations for the outcomes, and you can have better customer partnership instead of just saying, clean it all up. Not happening. There really is so much more I can whine about here, but let's stop here and digest that thought of limiting the amount and the access to food. Not elimination, limit the amount and access. We'll whine much more about sanitation in later episodes, but you can always whine to me about your sanitation and pest problems. Reach out anytime. I posted some helpful links down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this fantastic whining. See you folks next time. Cheers.